Alex, we'll get to the phone calls momentarily, but we're pleased to welcome in Panthers defensive end Frank Alexander. It's the third annual Ball for a Cause in Norman, Oklahoma on Friday, April the 10th. We'll let Frank get into that, more details in that in a second as we welcome into the show. Frank and Zic Fracassi and Alex Marvez, how are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Frank, we're doing absolutely awesome, and it is great that you are participating in this event. If you don't mind, if you could just please dive into this a little bit about how you got involved. I know it's related to Corey Wilson, a very close friend of yours who in 2009 was involved in a horrible car accident, has left him paralyzed, yet you haven't forgotten about your friend, and you haven't forgotten about the causes that he's working for.
Oh, definitely not, man. But it's been going on for the last 3 years. And Corey, he's been putting on this game, around the same time as our spring game used to be. So, a lot of guys are already coming in for the spring game on Saturday. So now, Corey put on his game on Friday, the night before the spring game, where a lot of, the old guys who've been played years before, come back and play in this basketball game. So, it just give the community something to come see on Friday night, and then have the game to go to on Saturday. So it's kind of like a reunion type of weekend, for Oklahoma Sooners.
Absolutely. I was going to just mention that there's going to be NFL stars and, of course, OU football alumni at this thing. So it's, I guess in some ways, it's kind of nice you guys stay together and get to see each other, but you're also benefiting a great cause, Frank, at the same time.
Right. And it's been great the last couple of years, man. A lot of people that came out and a lot of guys that came back, and it's just a great weekend, and just another time for all of us to come together and be as one again.
I got to ask you now, do you got hops? I mean, do you play? I mean, is Lon Kruger going to see if you have any eligibility left? I mean, what should we know?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be out there playing, man. I've been working hard these last couple of weeks, trying to get ready for the game. So, I got a couple tricks up my sleeve.
Now, are you power forward? Are you a three? I mean, what position were you like a big guard? What should we know about Frank Alexander, the basketball player?
Yeah. Just think of me as a big guard, man. I do it all, man, from the 1 to the 5.
Nice. Nice stuff. Frank Alexander with us, of course, defensive end of the Carolina Panthers. Unfortunately, things didn't work out well for you last year. A 10-game suspension. There was a second abuse of substances. Yet reading some background here, you're going through a kind of a tough time here. You found out your mom had been diagnosed with breast cancer. Fortunately, she's been cancer-free. Your father had open heart surgery. Did the stress of all that kind of lead to what happened to you?
Yeah, man. It was just a combination of that, combination of a little bit of everything, dealing with my parents' stuff, I was dealing with a couple personal issues as well, but at the same time, man, I just got to learn from my mistakes and move on, from it. And, being out the 10 games last year, man, I learned, I'm ready to move forward and, ready to, bring home, positive beginnings, man. So, I'm just looking forward and not looking back. So,
that's
I'm
awesome.
Ready to keep pushing.
No, and Frank, I understand too. You found some things about yourself. You learned some things. You went to church. You had a real great support staff, and clearly, you got to appreciate the Carolina Panthers sticking with you all the way as you got your life in order. They know they have a great player, but they also want you to be a healthy person off the field as well.
Yes, definitely, man. And I just want to thank them guys a lot, man. Because they stuck through with me in a hard time. So. They didn't have to do that, but they done it, and then I had, my mom, my dad, sister, I had a great support system around me, man. So, and plus the Carolina Panthers, the fan base, they was great as well. So, like you said, I got back in church, a lot more than I've done in the past, in the previous years, and, that just, that just going to church, man, just opened up a lot of doors, for me, just, learn a lot of things about yourself, man, so I try to do that and, just get in my word a lot more this year, so, hopefully that, help me out.
Everything good with you now?
Oh, yeah, everything is great, man. I'm actually in Houston right now. I've been down here for the last 4 weeks now, just training, getting ready for the season, so, been out here in Houston, man.
Well, Frank, I tell you, it's interesting because you are part of one of the deepest defensive lines in football. You saw Juwan Edwards, Colin Cole, they recently re-signed. You got so many good players around you. How much do you think that helps with the Panthers defense? It does start up front, doesn't it? I mean, you guys sort of make it easier for Kuechly and Davis to get all the credit because they're able to make all the tackles. They're two of the best in the business, but they can't do what they do unless your defensive line is taking care of business up front.
Right, you got to take care of business up front, man. That's what we pride ourselves on every week. When we go out, we got to dominate up front first, and man, playing with guys like Colin Cole, the one there was Charles Johnson, Greg Hardy, playing with them guys, man, just it's great because you got a lot of teachers around you. You got your coach, and you got a lot of them, them guys who've been in the league 5. Plus years, who could still, help you out and from a player standpoint, So when you got players and guys like them around you, man, you don't have no choice but to do great, or to be good. So it forces you to push up your level of play as well,
Chatting with Frank Alexander, defensive end of the Carolina Panthers. Again, he'll be taking part in the 3rd annual Ball for a Cause. OU football alum and NFL stars abandon the turf and hit the hardwood Friday, April 10th at the Norman North High School Gym in Norman, Oklahoma. Tickets are available at the door. You mentioned Greg Hardy. Obviously, he's been in the news for the unfortunate incident, the domestic violence he was accused of, and now he's no longer with the Panthers. Frank, you played with him and been around him. What kind of guy is Greg Hardy on and off the field?
Man, Greg is a great dude, man. He's a good character, man. He cares about the people around him, and just a great guy to be around. So I just wish Greg, the best, with the Cowboys, and I know they getting themselves a good player, man. So I'm just ready to see Greg, do well for the Cowboys,
Hey, I want to ask you about his potential replacement, Coney Ealy. Came in last year as a 2nd-round pick. Frank, you had a chance to watch this guy. What steps do you think he's going to take to get even better in year number 2?
Man, Coney got a good work ethic, man. And that's half of the battle right there. Just being able to go out there and work and to get better. So I figure Coney gonna come in this year. He got a year under his belt. He's a little more. His confidence level is going up now, so Coney could be as good as Coney want to be, So, and he know that, so he just got to go out there like we say every day, man. You got to go out there and put in the work, because you can't expect to get nothing if you don't put in the work,
Frank, before we let you go, again, the 3rd annual Ball for a Cause on April 10th. Who are some of the former OU guys that are going to be there along with yourself?
There's gonna be me, Kingsley Clayton, Trent Williams, Donna Stevenson, Jermaine Gershom, Duke Robinson, Brandon Braxton. There's gonna be a lot of guys, man.
Nice.
I can go on, and name everybody. It's probably, it's probably gonna be well over. I say well over 20, 30 some players, man. So, each year get bigger. So, I feel like it's going to be well over there, 30 players coming back in.
Well, it's awesome.
And then the game.
Yep.
Yeah, then plus the spring game on Saturday, too. So, it's like a reunion for us.
Well, Frank, we wish you well with the charity game and also with you as well. Thanks for being honest. We appreciate it, man. Good luck to you.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate you guys for having me.
You got it. That is Frank Alexander, Panthers